IVM.
Alright, simplified is where they take stories that you can't understand and make it even more difficult to understand. If you need that in your life, it's called marriage. Simplified, 3 young men with a mission. Their names, Chuck, Naren and Sriket. That's right, simplify their names first. Simplify. New episodes out on the IVM podcast website, app or wherever you get your podcast from. Alright, please note that the language and ideas presented on the show might not be suitable for everyone. If you're under 18, make sure your mom isn't around. If you're over 80, why is your mom around?
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
Rytasha Rathore was born in Singapore, lived in South Mumbai, and then her life fell apart and she's in TV in Andheri. We talked to Rytasha on Cyrus Says.
Why follow your auntie's advice when you can follow Cyrus Says on Facebook and Twitter to stay updated about the latest shows?
Okay, now while the Supreme Court is mulling over the fact that Diwali is supposed to be the festival of lights and not the festival of noise, and that whether or not they should ban firecrackers, isn't that a hugely difficult question to ponder? No, let's keep them. Let's blow up everything. Let's have more noise. My point is, let's embrace the true festival of noise, which is coming up in 2019, circa 2019 May. They may adjust the dates at any point, but that's the festival of noise. Call this general elections to you, my friend. Let's stick with that for noise and let's leave Diwali more light and mithais and playing and embracing and good clothes and that kind of thing. And let's not have so much noise. How's that? It's called Cyrus Says.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Alrighty, Cyrus Says is the show's name, which only I seem to forget. And we've got a lovely young lady here called Rytasha Rathore.
It's Rytasha.
Also known as Rytasha. Previously Rytasha, but now Rytasha.
Where's the E? Have they put a wrong spelling?
See, I can't read. I have glasses now, so I'm doing my best. I've only reached 2 words and I've got a whole book to read here.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, chalo.
Can I describe you in case you've forgotten? Do you have Alzheimer's? And if you don't, put your hand up anyway. You are a popular television and theatre actor. Say yes or no.
Yeah, sure.
Based in Mumbai. Say yes or no.
Correct.
You are best known for your roles as Badho.
Badho Bahu.
Badho as in...
Aage badho type.
Oh, Aage Badho! In the new show Badho Bahu and her comedic sketches on social media called...
Karname.
Yes! You really know yourself.
I know, it's not...
Okay, now here's the problem I'm having. You were born in Singapore.
Yeah.
So why did you come here? I love Singapore!
Aww.
Come on, tell us your story.
Well, my dad was studying in Germany at the time, so mom...
Germany's not Singapore.
I know, that's why mom, my sister and I lived in Singapore.
Now we are all Googling left, right and center to figure this out.
You're confused, I know what to do.
Huh.
But yeah, we were in Singapore briefly. And then I studied in Singapore. I went to college in Singapore.
But you were born in Singapore?
Correct.
And so you went to school where?
Between Singapore and Bombay.
Okay, so how many years in Singapore?
Roughly out of my entire life, like 6, 7.
What is the difference between Orchard Street and Shenton Way? Your time starts now.
That's a ridiculous
No, people need to know you're authentically a Singaporean as well. Are you a Singapore citizen?
I am.
So are you also an Indian citizen?
No. India doesn't support dual citizenship.
It's pending for the last 10 years.
Something like that.
Yeah, but you know, it may happen. All of us have family members like that. So you're a Singaporean
yes,
who's working here and denying work to an Indian because of your success and all the different stuff.
I have an OCI,
In case you have a right-wing party in power and things like that happen in the future.
I'm Gujarati, so it's okay.
The Gujaratis who betray the Gujaratis get the worst meeting. Remember that.
Really?
Yes. No, I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so then you moved from Singapore to Mumbai, and then you went to this abysmal school called Cathedral.
Didn't you go there too?
I know, that's memories are terrible. The beating I got every day.
By who?
Oh, all kinds of. There's a Mr. Mehta. Oh God, I hope they're all alive now. Oops, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. And then from there, you did a Bachelor of Arts in acting from Salle College of Arts in 2014. Okay, let's put this aside and chat now.
Bakwas, yeah.
It's not bakwas. We have to.
ये तो Wikipedia के पे कोई भी पढ़ सकता है.
No, Mr. Abbas, our producer, has to also contribute to the show. So he's gone and pulled it out and done his 12 lines together. He could have told me the artist's name properly. Because he knows I'm old and stupid.
It's
and
a cool guy.
I just give him a rap reference of Heavy D. Do you know who Heavy D is? You haven't heard of Heavy D. Has anybody not heard of Heavy D? Back in the 90s, Heavy D was huge.
I was born in 93. So.
Dude, come on. That's not fair. Just because you were born in 90s doesn't mean you don't know anything about the 80s. You know India won the World Cup in 83, right?
That's, yeah. Yeah, I know.
Who
because
was the captain of the Indian?
Kapil Dev.
There you go.
I've
So if you know
seen.
83 revival that easily, why didn't you not know your 92
Because
revival?
Heavy D, India was not talking about as much as they were talking about.
All you hipsters from Cathedral School were listening to rap music in the 90s.
Eminem.
Heavy D was big.
Only Eminem.
Much later. See, you don't know your history of rap, yeah. History of rap is very important.
I just found out rap stands for rhythm and poetry.
Oh, you
I
didn't
didn't
know that?
even know that.
What are you saying? That's all I know about rap. Can we talk about you?
Sure.
Now it's Rytasha. But why can't it be Natasha? Is that a made-up name?
That's my sister's name, Natasha.
What are you saying? They got bored after that.
They were
Natasha, let's rhyme it.
Correct.
Is that true?
Actually,
no. First
no.
tell me, because I thought it was like Rytasha. That's what I thought first.
Rytasha.
So is that a real name? Or
Yeah, it is.
Because sometimes we have these guys who put together names and put half my mother's name, half my dad's name.
Correct.
I would have been called Fadlia.
Fadlia.
Farouk and Olivia. So I'm just thinking, it wouldn't work all the time.
Farvia.
What would you have been called? If you put
Purvi or Vipur.
Vipur.
Yeah.
Sound like a place. A place we bypass on our way to Pune or something.
Correct.
Yeah. Rytasha, let's talk about your life. So, how the hell? You're generally people. What is dad? What did dad do?
He's a doctor.
Yeah, so again, looking at the background, if dad's a doctor, you were born in Singapore, Europe, this, that, and the other, went to Cathedral School, one of the, elite establishments of Mumbai. Not too many people turn towards acting and things like that.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? Would you, firstly, under pressure to make something of your life?
No, I mean, it actually happened at school where I discovered this acting prowess in like school play, where I think every kid who has that kind of performative gene in them
But that's like 20 minutes at the dinner table where your dad and mom are proud of you and then they forget about it and they study.
No, but my parents were like super supportive. So even after school, I thought, let me go and study something which will lead to a more lucrative like lifestyle. Like I thought, chalo kuch aur padhte. But my parents were like, if you want to do acting, just study acting.
But do you remember the play? What was the play that...
In school?
Yeah,
Alice in Wonderland.
Ooh.
I was in the 9th. That was like the annual school play, and I was
I think they've done it a lot of times. Even in my era, I think the Alice in Wonderland was done about 2 or 3 times.
Yeah?
Yeah, in the 10 years.
How
I
in
was
1
there.
year they can do it 2-3 times?
No, in the 10 years that I did the 1 year course. No. Yeah, but they in fact, I've noticed this in many schools and in professional theatre, they repeat too many plays.
Yeah.
Why do they do that? Why can't they just find new stuff to do?
Lazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did this play. What was your role?
I played the Duchess, and I was disappointed that I wasn't playing Alice. So this,
Alice, who the...
Is
that's-
Alice.
Sorry, that's a song.
In this Alice in Wonderland was Amy Dastur, who's now known as Amaira Dastur, and is like a
the actress?
celebrity of sorts. Yes.
Yeah, I've read this name.
Correct.
Whenever I see a Parsi girl name in Bollywood, I have to read about it to see whether she can pronounce the t's and the th's. But I never get a chance to actually see them act. And I'm sure they dub the end, finally. But John Abraham pulls it off, and he's half Irani. And he actually talks like that. If you meet him, he th's and does are in very big trouble. But I don't think a single film of his, Force, for example, there's no turn in that. Madras Cafe, no turn in that.
Except Madras.
What did you... In Madras? Yes, you're right. Bloody Cathedral Light. Had to point it out. Duchess.
Yeah.
So you play 9th standard. But now that whole ICSE school thing is there on top of your head. So that probably goes out the window a little bit. Did you do anything else?
In the 10th, then you can't do school
You're not
play,
allowed,
no?
right,
Because,
right.
we have to
You
study.
have to study, and no child in South Mumbai can fail the 10th. It's
Correct.
never happened in 40 years. And never will. Or not with the 11 tuitions per day we had to take.
Oh,
Did
dear.
that still continue in your time?
Yeah, unfortunately, like taking tuition for dumb things like even history and all, people were taking tuition. Even I, like because of peer pressure, my mom was like, okay, maybe you should too.
I heard about this kid who went for an English camp.
What?
So, we were also happy that we only did Hindi and maths in my time.
Yeah.
But now it's gone way out of control. Yeah. So somebody was parents were discussing their kids going to an English camp in summer. So I said, what does that mean? I thought that you go to Britain and you see the, I don't know.
Learn how to drink tea.
Yes, something like that. Or Stonehenge. But ultimately it was just simply that they go and sit and do literature for about 7 days for 6 hours.
That
6, 7
sounds
hours.
awesome, actually.
It sounds awesome, but it's more like for backward kids.
But also, it's like if your first language is at home, if you speak in English, like we spoke in English, that's why we did not need English
South
tuition.
Bombay kid didn't speak in English.
Dude, so many. This is the bubble we live in.
Dude, what are you saying?
People think, arey, sab English mein
In
baat
Cathedral
karte
School,
hain."
people didn't speak
Dude,
English?
I mean, of course they did, but also at home, I'm sure they spoke to their grandparents in Hindi, Gujarati,
Where I
whatever
grew
other
up,
languages.
people were ashamed. No Parsi kids spoke in Gujarati to each other in front of other people.
Sucks,
They would do
no?
it at home, but they would never do it in the school. The school was very Englishy.
very hard.
I don't. Again, you're a different era because you're so much younger than me. What, 2 years, 3 years? So, I don't know. Things have changed.
Are you 27?
27 November, I will be. Yes. Stop it. Stop making fun of oldness. Oldness is important too. Let's get your story. We're not going anywhere. We have to reach where you are now, and you have only so much time. So you do the play, you play the Duchess, then you do the 10th. We'll fast forward all that because I presume you weren't allowed to do too much. And then what do you do with your life?
So after 12th grade, I took a gap year.
11th, 12th in school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did school play both years, was like loving life, everything.
Then took a gap year?
Yeah, I took a gap year, interned with a theatre company, performed in 2 plays, got to perform at Prithvi.
Why do you have to take a gap year? My son wants to take a gap year. Please explain this to me.
It's really good, I promise you.
But it doesn't mean you're a wastrel who has no idea what to do with your life.
It's actually better because you've not wasted that 1 year of your parents' money going to college. Instead,
What do you do for that 1 year?
I was an intern. I interned with 2 theatre companies. I performed in 2 plays.
But what is interning with theatre company? You work from 6 to 8?
No.
In the evening?
No.
Then?
You work all day long. They had summer workshops going on, and then I had rehearsals.
Which company was this?
Theatre Professionals, Jehan Manekshaw's company. Do you know Jehan?
Jehan Manekshah. This is the great Field Marshal's grandson, great-grandson.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? One man stopped Pakistan single-handedly. The other one is wearing makeup and running around the stage. I'm just saying, just how things change.
Jehan rocks.
Jehan rocks. Jehan, you rock. I don't know who Jehan is. I'm just, lovely
it's
guy.
Cool.
So you did that.
Yeah.
But again, I'm asking you this. You did the gap year more for discover yourself sort of thing and all? Or you already knew in your mind that this is what you want to do with your life?
I did know that I want to study acting, but I wasn't sure where. So I was like, let's take this year off and work here, figure it out, and then apply and go.
And so did you get to act as well, or you were in the background?
No, I acted in 2 plays, I got to perform at Prithvi and at NCP, and I was like, okay, this is great.
At the same time? Because traffic is a bitch. Can you imagine in both in one day?
No, it was not in one day, obviously.
So what was the play?
It was called Me Granddad Had an Elephant.
Me Granddad Had an Elephant?
Yeah.
And this is written by an Indian?
Well, it's actually a short story by a Malayali author named something Bashir.
Yeah.
And then Ramu Ramanathan adapted it into a play.
Okay.
And then,
Ramu Ramanathan, of course, very well known on the theatre circuit. One of those fellows who will live forever in theatre. Thousands of years in plays. Good role?
Yeah, I was in the chorus. I was 17, man. I had to sing and do whatever in the background.
Your first professional sort of thing, engagement with the professional people paying money and coming in and all that.
Little bit.
So now you completely jumped into this whole thing and you're part of a crew, so to speak.
Kind of, yeah.
A second play?
It was a children's play with QTP called The Mighty Mirembayana.
QTP, I have to tell people who they are. Quasar, yes. Now, probably one of the most well-known English thespians.
Amazing.
What the hell is thespian anyway?
Thespian means a theatre person, no?
Is it okay to say, or do you sound really elitist and mean? Sometimes I just say to people if I'm with an Uber driver, I'm and he says, "Aap kya karta?" I said, "Thespian." And then, he looks at me, I look at him, and it's great fun because he doesn't know where to go with that. Do you think that's mean?
Little bit.
It is a bit.
Yeah, it's
cathedral-like, isn't it?
Yeah.
I refuse to speak the language. So, what is the role again in the second play?
Oh, just random. Just whatever. I don't know. There were 10 kids on stage and we were playing the adults. So I was one of the...
It's more like a pantomime.
Strict adults. No, it wasn't a pantomime. It was just a children's...
You get to slap children on stage and nobody stops you.
No.
I want this role.
Happy. You can slap your kids in real life.
Have you seen my kids?
No.
You touch my kids, 8 people attack you. We are the famous joint family, 800 people living.
No,
Not as bad as the Dhawan's opposite because more people come every day there. I don't know how that works.
The Varun Dhawan's family?
No, he's doing better. He's got his own place. He's got a job apparently. Yeah. He's got his own NGO called the Dhawans.
Nice.
Yes. Moving on.
So,
but what I'm trying to find out here is now with your cathedral school background and your father being a doctor in Singapore and this and that, we're a certain type, if I may say so. So it's always difficult to swim against the tide and get into this kind of business, even though it's easier now than, say, 20 years ago, and for people to take it seriously with your background. But parents were supportive. You've done a couple of plays. They saw these plays.
Yeah.
But you're not starring in them, you're in them. So what was the feedback?
My parents have been proud of me since forever. I'm amazing. So.
Is your dad the type, like I am, who starts screaming and the moment you come on stage, even though you're in the background?
No. But he did tell me that, this girl's born to perform. So I was like,
Which girl?
Me girl.
Oh, God.
He told my mom, this girl is born to act.
There's a strange third-person conversation going on.
Because they were talking to each other. I was not in the picture.
Why were you paying attention?
Because my mom told me later.
Oh, okay. All right. And now it all makes sense. This is the worst interview ever. Thank you.
Is it?
No, I'm kidding. Don't be
That's
silly.
really...
This is high by our standards. Okay, so now let's go on to the professional thing. What is this Salle College of the Arts?
It's LaSalle's a school in Singapore. It's an art college and they have a 3-year BA acting program. So I graduated with an acting degree, dude.
But you're also a citizen, so it's easier for you to get...
That's why we went to Singapore. We couldn't afford like US, UK education, so we got subsidized education in Singapore. Great, no?
And this is... So you get a drama degree, is it?
Dude, yeah. I have a BA, first class honors in acting. Nobody cares in Bombay.
Can you like teach us something?
No.
On the spot?
What? How can you learn acting on the spot?
Because, you know, a lot of parents in middle class India, they don't take all this seriously. And the people who listen to my podcast are all parents in middle class India. Well, there are 4 couples, basically, who hear everything. And they're from middle class India. And they're not going anywhere. They're staying in middle class India. So if you can just give us an idea about what kind of... Because people don't take it seriously and don't realize that there's actually courses out there. And that drama's a serious degree that you get. And whatever.
Some deep character work has to be done. You know, you gotta like find the psychological motivation. Why is your character saying what it's saying?
Can you give me an example?
I don't know. No, I can't. I'm sorry.
Anything. Supposing I was a student, the most backward you've ever had, and you're the teacher, what would you... Okay, this sounds like a terrible movie, a plot for an adult film which should never be made. I apologize. And I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's take a quick break.
Yes.
And then we'll come back.
Excellent.
And we'll talk some more. But our quick breaks are really quick.
Good.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look! Up in the internet! It's a meme! No! It's a cat video! No! It's the Geek Fruit Podcast!
That's right, we interrupt this riveting broadcast to tell you about our show, the Geek Fruit Podcast, where Tejas, Dinkar and I, Jishnu, talk about everything in pop culture, including DC, Marvel, Star Wars, Netflix, and everything in between.
You know how your friends hate it when you ramble about some nerdy crap and you just want somebody to listen to you? Well, sorry, there's nothing we can do about that, but come listen to us ramble and it'll almost be like the real thing. Kind of.
Listen to new episodes of the Geek Fruit Podcast every Monday and the Geek Fruit Bulletin every Thursday on iTunes, Google Podcasts, the IVM app, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Happy listening, you nerds.
Are you ready? We're back.
Yay! What a break that was.
Yeah, that's it. That's our story. Okay, so you finished with Salle.
Yeah.
And you're armed with a degree now.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've done a lot of productions there.
Correct.
Full-length production. And you do the works, right? From backstage to front stage to...
No. It was all acting. Just
Only
acting. Acting for on stage, acting for camera. So there was a film course also. So we'd collaborate with the film students and like do short films with them and stuff. Mm-hmm. But mostly it was all stage acting.
And are there any famous alumni from your school?
Not in India, but yeah, there's like one girl who's pretty famous in the Philippines. One of our seniors was from Perth and now he's become like a reasonably, like he's doing well in Australia. So yeah.
Okay, so you finished with that and you decided to come back or you wanted to work in Singapore for a bit? Because they also have English channels as well, don't they?
You know the in Singapore is that...
Can you use the F word?
So I'm not allowed?
You are.
Okay.
Because in Mandarin it means something else anyway.
Does it?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It's a name. It's a very famous name.
Okay, so...
you should know. Don't you speak any Singaporean dialects?
No, I don't. But this is where I'm leading
But then how do you
to.
become a citizen? You're supposed to know 2 at least.
I was just born there.
Tamil?
No, see, but in Singapore, everybody, if you are Indian, they assume you are South Indian, so they assume you speak Tamil.
Huh.
So that became a scene also working over there.
So they speak to you in Tamil and you'd have nothing to say?
Yeah.
You really are a cathedralite.
How to speak Tamil also, but yeah, so then I was
you just put on accent and try your best.
It's really mean.
That's wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. We were talking about, so why you didn't work in Singapore?
I stayed there for 6 months, but after graduating, and then I realized that all the work is very... it's racially profiled over there also. Like, it's more geared towards, like, Eurasians with, like, British accents or American accent. There's
I've noticed that
huge
because I
market
go to
for
Singapore
that.
a lot. A lot of the shows have these guys who are half Caucasian, half... What's that story, man?
Bas wahi na ki, like, Angrez chale gaye, hame chhod gaye types. So that's still going on.
Do we have the same kind of thing?
No, but we love cricket, so... Our country does not know कि अंग्रेज चले गए क्रिकेट छोड़ गए और हम अभी तक पागल है क्रिकेट के बारे में.
She doesn't like cricket.
I don't mind it.
It's all right. Just swallow it. She's the star here.
Okay. Really not.
So you finish, then you come back to Bombay. You tried your hand and felt a little, there's not enough opportunity.
Yeah.
And you come back to Mumbai.
Correct.
And then you go and work with lots of big names here, which without glasses I'm going to try and read out.
You don't have to.
Vinay Pathak, so far not implicated in any Me Too scam. Vikram Kapadia, also off the record, not been implicated. Akash Khurana, he's fine. Fazia Jalali. I know that my friend Kaniz worked with her in a play. Then there are a couple of names.
Yeah, so these were the people I did theatre with. So as soon as I came back from college, I just got in touch with the people I knew a little bit from theatre before in my gap year. The few contacts I had made. And I was like, okay guys, I'm back. What do I do? So actually Akash Khurana.
Motley Crue.
No, Akash is AK Various. Akash Khurana's son. So he runs this theatre
One sec.
company.
This Khurana and that Khurana are not the same first name?
Akash Khurana is the father. You might have seen.
Yes, in Motley Crue.
Yeah, they
Production.
worked, correct, with them
Waiting
for
for Godot in the works, yeah.
Correct. And his son is Akarsh, who runs the
What
company.
kind of father? What kind of father does this to somebody? What if they both become world famous? You know how much pain that will cause.
A little
He's
confusing.
Akash, he's Akarsh.
Yeah.
What happens when they go to Korea? Nobody's going to get this name. You got on. This is wrong. This is a crime. This is a crime that should have been reported. Akash Khurana, if you're out there, please, you cannot do this. You cannot name your son very close to your first name, but not your first name. If it was Akash Jr., I don't have a problem with it because it'll always be Akash and Akash Jr. When it's Akash Akarsh, it's almost like Parsis are saying the name. We can't get it right. Akash Akarsh. It's not Akarsh. It's Akash. I have a problem with this. I can't take this interview any further. I'm stopping it right here until we
Okay.
clear this.
Bye.
Call up Mr. Khurana.
I can't.
Call up Ayushman Khurana. His brother's got a funny name too.
Apar Shakti.
Apar Shakti. I can't get over that name. He will never work in Hollywood. Over my Weinstein-like dead body. Can we move on?
Yeah, please.
Because I don't want to rant about nothing and make no sense. So you called up Karsh the kid, the son.
Yeah.
And did what?
I was just like, I'm back. Do you guys have anything
Are you going
going
to play the
on?
whole conversation? Because
No. Okay, fine. Anyway, so then cut to the part where I get cast in the first play and then my theatre
which
career
is
sort of
the
takes
Adyan
off.
plays.
Yeah, so the first one I worked in was The Merchant of Venice with Vikram.
In Sooth.
I
Do
know
tell me
not
more.
why. I am so sad.
Isn't that the opening line?
Yeah.
Yeah. Antonio.
Yeah.
Not bad for an old man. All right, tell us.
Elite education you had,
Portia.
no?
What do you play?
No, I was not. Are you mad? How can I play Portia? Ira Dubey was Portia.
What is that? It's theatre. You put things up, down, you age.
I was
weight.
Shylock's daughter, Jessica.
Oh, Shylock's daughter.
Yeah.
A bit of a pound of flesh there. All right. Well received.
Yeah, reasonably.
Now, this is serious theatre. I forgot to ask you. So, in Singapore as well, different genres were explored, right?
Yeah.
So, did you feel you were more the comedic type at that point? Where
Yeah.
did that come from?
I think naturally I used to be more of a funny person.
Did you try your hand at stand-up there?
No, I started my hand at stand-up in Bombay and failed miserably.
When? Before you went to Singapore?
No, in 2013, Abhi.
Okay.
Yeah, in
all right.
2014, 15 maybe, I don't know.
Okay. Where was the stand-up the
At
first time?
Canvas Laugh Factory, where
How
is?
could you fail there?
Because they had an open mic night.
But nobody fails in Canvas.
But
The proprietor started doing stand-up.
really?
Yeah.
I haven't been back ever since. So.
They're all drunk and just laugh at everything.
That's great.
I go and read out poems, and they don't even rhyme. I'm like, hickory dickory dock, blue. It's like that. Huge hand. I'm sorry. So Canvas, what
Yeah.
happened?
Nothing, I bombed. Only my friends
2
were
minutes,
laughing.
5 minutes? How
4 minutes.
4 minutes. You wrote your own material?
Yeah, but my thing was only stupid. I was like...
No, we'll give you another chance. After the Akash thing, anything could be blamed on that pain and what anxiety that you must have felt after that whole idea of father and son being so closely named. So let's see give us a bit from the 4 minutes. Do you remember anything?
I had just made fun of male comedians, actually.
I
That's
love
all
that.
I'd
Male
done.
comedians are suck. They're terrible. Come on.
I was just like, sab stage pe aate aur gali dete.
That's true.
That's not funny.
It's a very fair observation.
Yeah.
It's true. And sometimes they try to do this subtle gali, which they put in, and they think that's really cool. You know, fucker just said that, you know. Which I find even more irritating. Because you know he's planned the fucker.
Correct.
For half an hour
Sneaky.
before coming on stage. Would you like to name these comedians, any of them?
No. It was just in general because I had been watching some comedy as soon as I came back.
So why did it not go down well? Or you're just being modest?
No, actually, because I realized that you have to properly write a set and I hadn't written it.
You had a one line?
No, I had...
No, girl, stage pe aake gali dete hain.
Basically, that was the essence of it, and it was a lot of like
And then you
observation.
abused?
No, I didn't. Or did I? I don't remember.
Think. So what else happened in that 4-minute sketch?
I was feeling very nervous because you don't have like a character to hide behind. You are yourself, no? While you're doing stand-up. I was very nervous. So I kept looking at my friends, and the audience was like only friends and family, I guess, because it was an open mic night.
See, we had a lot of these, lot of female comedians coming here and talking about the sexism in comedy and stuff like that. One of the things they always mention is when men do this sex smut, porno, robust, raucous sort of language thing, it goes down very well with the men in the audience.
Yeah.
When women do it and get into that avatar of the men feel uncomfortable and don't react well or feel awkward. Did that happen? Did you feel any of that?
I didn't feel it because I don't think I was that evolved at that time to view the world in this sense. I think I was still young and my ideas of gender...
Still young. What do you think you are now?
I mean,
Tell Uncle Cyrus more.
I'm 25, Uncle
You're 20
Cyrus.
bloody 5 and you're still young. Now that's comedy. You should have opened with that line. I'd still be laughing. I'd follow with Akash and Akarsh and their cousins, Siraj and Saibal. Just go on like that for half an hour.
Isn't it Sybil?
Is it?
I don't know.
That's a girl's name.
But Saibal is a guy's name.
Saibal is a Bengali name. I had a friend.
How do you spell it?
Big ears. In fact, his right ear was longer than his left ear. Almost like the Bay of Bengal. Just went round like that. Sorry? Saibal. Saibal. But in Bengali, I don't know. Sha, I think. But I may be off. Sorry. Where were we? The stand-up. We digress to that. Yeah. We'll come back to professional theatre. But now that you brought it up, because that's also where you are. So then how did it turn for you? Because a lot of people actually have come here and told us they've had a terrible first experience of professional stage in comedy, and then they come back and have nice careers after that. So how do you rectify it?
I didn't think that stand-up is for me as a format.
Did mom and dad come?
No, they didn't. They were at work.
So no support staff?
All my friends were there, okay. like 7, 8 of my...
So then they sort of, G you up and...
They were the only ones laughing. The rest of the audience was like, "Ye kya bol rahi hai?" Theek hai.
Really? I find that hard to believe. Anyway. So what was your plan then?
No, I was doing theatre already anyway. This was just a thing I thought, let me try. Because everyone was like, "Oh, you're so funny, you should do stand-up." But no.
But everyone talks to you in this voice. Your imaginary male friend voice. Can you do the whole interview like that? Because it's really funny.
Oh yeah, if I were a dude, I'd talk like this all the time.
Can you do like a dude asking you for favors or, like pass the pepper or something on the dinner table?
Oh, dude, can you pass the salt, please?
Superb. I think this is the character. We'll just do 45 minutes of this.
I love it.
Where did this guy come from?
Yeah, मेरा बचपन से है. It's like I always talk like this because all the guys in school apparently spoke like this only. We were like, yeah, it's going to be a party. Let's go to Alibag and jerk off together. Yeah. Shit like that.
Shit, nothing's changed since the 80s.
Right.
Except Alibag. We had Lunavla. They have Alibag. Longer experience, no pun intended. Watch it. Time of Me Too. We should not go into that area. Okay, so one play was called The Merchant of Venice. You got to be on stage with a big Adyam is a big festival.
Yeah, it was the first year actually.
Oh, the first year. Yeah. And then Hound of the Baskervilles, you have to point out here it's the Baskervilles.
Correct, the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Direct and indirect articles aren't important to Indians. So if you talk to anyone, I've read Hound of Baskervilles. Hound of Baskervilles. Hound of Baskervilles, मैंने पढ़ा. I've read. Can you do that voice?
Hound of Baskervilles, मैंने पढ़ा है. मैंने सब पढ़ा है.
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah. So what were you there?
I was...
Sorry, but I can't remember any female role.
I was the butler. Mr. Barrymore.
So the male butler.
Correct, and I played his wife also.
Did you have that voice? The voice?
Yeah, no, this voice. Mr. Barrymore. That was my voice.
The whole play?
I mean, I had like 6 scenes. I was a very small character.
6 scenes is decent. And also, that voice sounds like the dog. In a sense. You see the rasping?
Yeah.
There.
That's what Akash uncle wanted actually.
No, which Akash is this?
Uncle, if I said it means the father, no?
Do you know how old the old Akash is? So Akash could also be your uncle.
No.
How old is he?
Akash...
He's Akash on my family, that's what he is. How old is he?
I don't know, must be mid-30s.
You don't even know.
40.
So did he enact this part for you? I want you to talk like this.
Yeah, he was like, find a voice. You have to be like somewhere near the Hound almost. You could like be that person because this is the butler who lives there.
I find that hilarious when a director sort of acts it out in this slightly infantile way, don't you? Because then it's very difficult not to be comedic after that because they'll be like, do this, do that. Yeah, like that. Like, oh, God.
Like that, yeah.
No, why can't they just let you do your thing and say, okay, good enough or not?
Because they're directors. Anyway.
Okay, fun. But I like your entire growth and graph is very interesting. It's slow and steady sort of thing. Then what happens after this?
Then I do, I'm sad because I have no work and 2 plays are over and I'm like, but ab kya karungi main? Then moved to the end of that year and I started working with Foyze on a play called 777, which opened at the Centre Stage Festival at NCPA.
777? Is it the story of Maninder Singh Dhoni?
Born
on 7 July 1977?
No, it is the story of Rehani Jabari, an Iranian girl who...
Also born on 7th July?
No, she had a really bad incident on the 7th of July.
You're going to kill it for me. It's going to be something
I'm
tragic.
So sorry.
And I'm going to feel like an idiot.
It's really
and
dark.
look like a fool. And my 4 listeners from middle class India are going to put the phone down.
It's really dark. Yeah. So
What
anyway, it's a real life story about this woman who stabbed the man who tried to rape her. And then she went to jail. And while she was in jail for 7 years, she was hanged eventually.
So she went to jail and nothing happened to him?
Nope. He died.
And she was hung?
She was hanged, yeah.
Because she killed him?
She didn't kill him, so there's a lot of grey areas.
So without killing him, they still hung her?
Hanged her. Hung is wrong. Means she has a really large dick.
Hanged. You know more about everything. No pun intended. Okay, so Rytasha, very sad moment in our theatre lives and experience. So after that, so now this was the lead, is it?
So, yeah, kind of.
It's your first lead?
Not really my first lead. 7 women were in the cast and all of us played Rehani, the girl, at different points.
Yeah. Oh, nice
so it was a really ensemble thing. We won the Best Ensemble Award at the Meta Awards and all.
It sounds like a fashion award, but it's not.
It's not because everybody only thinks of ensemble.
Also because it's French. Can you do French with the Indian accent voice, male, macho?
that's talk like this. But if I was French, I would talk like this. I would be like, yeah, let's go to Aliberg and shake us together.
Ah, super! Jerkov sounds like the playwright from Russia, but that's fine. So very interesting graph, as I was saying, and then you go from there, you work on Shakespeare's As You Like It.
Yeah, with Raja.
You're doing play after play.
Yeah, I was doing plays only.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because I was living with my parents, no bills to pay.
So, but what was the plan now as you do more and more of this? Did you have an idea in your head? Maybe I have to get back to stand-up. Maybe I have to start my own production.
Yeah, that was the thing somewhere. I was like, okay, I have to make my own content at some point. Because as a woman who is not perfect looking, sir, मेरे लिए बहुत कम roles लिखे जाते हैं.
Which character is this? You lost me.
This is me, the struggling actress.
A struggling actress who's somewhere from Delhi?
हाँ सर, मैं स्मॉल टाउन इंडिया से हूँ और मैं थोड़ी मोटी हूँ, इसलिए मेरी शादी भी नहीं हो रही है.
What are you saying, बेटी? What are you saying?
यही तो हमारी जिंदगी की
प्रॉब्लम है. And I'm playing Vikram Seth for some reason.
Why?
I don't know. The director didn't explain it to us properly. Alright, so how does this soap happen? How does a girl from Cathedral School, Singapore background, Singapore acting school, how do you land up in a television soap?
I got a call. I went for an audition. At the audition only I shat all over the script.
Where did they find you? By watching plays?
No, so I had been giving auditions every now and then.
When you were desperate and you were going around to suburban places we can't pronounce.
Only people used to call and say this is there. Then I used to go. I never used to be like, can I come for audition?
But how would you find places?
There's Google Maps.
Google Maps. I keep forgetting what generation this is.
And
it's not like me going to a PCO and calling and saying, no, I'm in Malad. Where do I go from here?
Yeah, correct.
Different
Tough times.
Oh, you have no idea. Yeah.
But the MTV office was in Lower Parel, no?
First in Tardio, 5 minutes from my house.
Perfect.
Then Lower Parel, 20 minutes from my house. Then Andheri, 1.5 hours from my house. Now I don't work for MTV.
Exactly.
I don't give a damn. Yeah.
Good.
I might as well be a roadie in Chandigarh now. Doesn't matter.
Love roadies!
I love roadies! Roadies! Listen to conversation is roadies. Monday.
बोल ना यार.
What's up?
अरे यार कुछ नहीं यार, चल ना चंडीगढ़ जाते हैं.
चल यार गेड़ी करते गेड़ी.
What?
Geedi.
What is Geedi?
You know what Geedi is?
No.
That's the greatest sport in North India. You get in the car and you take rounds and look at girls.
Oh dear.
It's called Geedi.
God, that's
you don't know what
horrible.
Geedi is? It is now the Olympics and Commonwealth Committee is considering it as a sport. In third world countries with overpopulated people who don't have time to pick up.
And just dudes who have
Well, it's a male-dominated sport, bro. Brav. What can I say, brav?
Just go to Alibag and jog
off. Together. Together is a very implicit in that. For me, that is more important than anything else. We did it together. Right. So tell me about the soap. You're not telling us about the soap.
What about it, dude? I got a call for the audition because I had auditioned elsewhere. So through the casting people, they got my number and whatever. There was a network. Anyway, there's like a really small pool of actors who are plus size. So within that...
Are you serious?
Bro, there are like 6 or 7 girls who are... Acha, theek hai. So now I know.
What we call solid.
Yeah, whatever.
Majboot?
Jo bhi, healthy.
Healthy.
So healthy.
There's no E in healthy.
Healthy hai.
Say it in that voice.
Healthy. तो बस 5-6 लड़कियां जो healthy है तो मैं भी उनमें से
Can you be the casting director calling yourself up?
No.
The male casting
director. Nice guy. He was nice. He was like...
But why can't he have the dude voice?
Because he didn't have that voice. He was very sweet and very
queer.
well spoken. No, he was...
It's okay.
I mean, I don't know. He's married to a woman, so I don't know.
I know lots of queer men who are married to women.
Maybe.
These things are okay.
I don't know, yeah.
It's a very open society now.
Fair enough.
Don't be judgmental. I hate that about you.
That's hilarious. You are the only judgmental person here.
I'm just old. So tell us the experience now. This is going to be fun for me.
So I got the
South
audition.
Bombay
girl
goes to where? Film City?
Andheri, bhai. Of course, Char Bangla, Janki Devi School.
Char Bangla. Some dirty looking, desolate, ugly,
rooms.
bloody mud path to get onto before entering some ugly, dirty, with one fan working, stupid bungalow where nobody spoke English.
No, this guy spoke English.
Okay, what happened there?
I reached and I got the script and I was like, ऐसे क्या है?
How's your Hindi?
मेरी हिंदी तब बहुत खराब थी और अब एकदम अच्छी हो गई है.
Really? Considering your background, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I'm really...
Anyway, so you worked hard, basically.
We'll get to that later. Yeah. No, I was surrounded. I was immersed in an environment where everybody spoke Hindi and I discovered कि बहुत मजेदार है. And I was like, you school and you elitist bitches.
Everything that you did prepared you wrongly for this, and so you had to now just reverse the process.
But I'm so glad I got both sides of it, because now I'm like, I have discovered this entire personality in Hindi where I'm funny in Hindi, and I didn't know this all my life. I was like, oh, I don't listen to Hindi songs, man, English. And I'm like, I hate that about Cathedral, that they like raise kids like that. I don't think it's right.
You're absolutely right. Not just Cathedral, all the South Bombay schools, the area we come from,
Stupid
so insular. And then when we land up working in different places and you have to learn to adapt, you think, what the hell? The real world is so different and actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Once you get to immerse. But, So, you guys suck. You stay in the insular world and don't
Please
leave
don't
it.
stay in it.
No, stay in it.
Get
and
out of it.
marry your brothers and sisters and have children and do the thing you normally do. Who cares?
Send them all to...
Yeah. But you can never come to Alibag and join us in a collective... what was
That's
that?
enough.
Yeah, that's
enough about Alibag.
Dude, stop it. This is the dirtiest podcast. By our conservative standards, quite dirty.
Actually?
Yeah.
Oh, so then anyway, so I auditioned and they were like, oh, we really like you. And I was like, okay, cool. But I was a little nervous because I was auditioning for a film at the same time and it was down to the last week and the last like 3-4 girls.
Which film was that?
Fanne Khan, which just released with Anil Kapoor, where his
So
daughter's fat. No, I wasn't. No, bro. I didn't get the role because then I said yes to this TV show.
All right. You see, I'm not really up with the...
It's cool.
I'm Heavy D. Heavy D is my guy. Talk to me about 1992 when India lost to Australia by 3 runs.
And I was a young warthog. I was a fetus.
Oh, I was a young warthog. Come on.
When I was a young warthog.
Showing off.
Yep.
All right. Carry on.
हाँ तो बस कुछ नहीं. Then I got the role and I was like ठीक है करते हैं. Culture shock.
What was the experience there?
Huge culture shock.
And the hours of working and all that.
Just wild. And like I realized over there that nobody is qualified.
No.
I was too qualified. I was like overqualified, and I was like, okay, it's a professional scene. Everybody's going to be like really good at their work.
Only one with an acting degree.
Yeah.
Most people, somebody's just landed up there. Somebody's cousin. Somebody's in the business. All that nonsense. Wearing tight pants that don't fit the character. Yeah, all that.
And
nonsense.
biceps, which they also don't know they have because they like walk like this. I don't know.
Well, even if they have the biceps, they still walk like that. I love that walk. Yeah,
it's gross.
It's called inflated lat syndrome.
What?
ILS.
Oh,
so
lats.
It's the guys who don't really like to work out or don't really work out, but they want to think they're like bodybuilders. So they act like they've got lats. You'll see it. It's a proper
I know,
thing.
It's the walk of every guy in Aramnagar. You'll see them.
How can you mention Aramnagar?
I used to hate going there.
Your parents did so well. They put you in a fancy school, sent you to a fancy college.
Then I went to Aramnagar.
You went to Aramnagar. This is now the second war crime after Akash and Akash. It's happened on this very podcast.
Yeah.
But again, we joke about this, but obviously it was a real learning school for you. You're suddenly thrown in. In a way, this is great, right?
Yeah.
You have to swim now.
Yeah.
You're thrown in. A language which is not your first language by a long stretch. And you've probably trained in a slightly, if I may say so, higher level of
performance.
Acting, performing, literature, theatre. And then suddenly you're dumbed down, but not disrespected because you have to come out looking good. So in a sense, so you managed to do all that.
I did, but I had a lot of I went through like the biggest mental health.
Did you feel like, what am I doing here?
For sure. I was like, I hated every moment of it. After the first 2 months was still okay. I was like, the novelty of it was great.
Did you get your own trailer and all?
We had rooms because it was a set.
So you got some space to yourself?
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Otherwise I would have...
Did any TV male actor try to follow you into rooms and all that?
No, no one has the himmat to me.
Not after they hear the Alibag line. You completely emasculated all of them.
Yeah.
With the truth.
They were all intimidated by my craft.
But all said and done, a good family, a good experience working with these people and all. I mean... No
regrets, of course. It was amazing.
Without that, you wouldn't have a career. This is really something that put you out there, made you known and all that.
It gave me a voice. It gave me Instagram followers.
What about your parents? How did they take to it?
Oh, my parents were really happy. They still are. They're proud of me no matter what.
Yeah.
And my dada were very happy. That's the best. No, when you come on TV, the older people in your family...
a general channel, which is like a serious channel.
Correct. So
not some elitist bloody channel.
All the relatives were like, "Arey, TV par aavi gayi, bo fine," and all. So yeah, they're all watching and feeling very proud of me. Now I go to family functions and they're like, "Oh, star aa gayi." But I'm really not.
And then you have to give the speech.
No, I don't.
Or you have to do dialogue from your last show.
No.
That's the funny thing about Indians. They say, can you do dialogue? Thoda
ek line suna.
Can you?
No.
Sorry. Okay, before we wrap up, so tell us about the other stuff that's there. What is
Karname? Karname is just like, it was just a funny thingies I used to do on my Instagram when I was jobless, and I was like, I'm going to make my own work. It hasn't picked up because ever since I got into the TV show, I stopped doing them.
So why did you come here? It's not going to pick up by coming here.
It's okay. I mean,
it's all right. We'll push it anyway.
No, you don't.
So what is it about?
Just like topical sketches. So like maybe one could be about wearing a bikini if you don't have a bikini body. A bikini body in the whatever conventional
I want
sense.
A bikini. I have no
exactly.
Bikini body.
Who cares? You have a bikini body.
I mean, it's something to wear.
Yeah. So yeah. Little like messages through comedy, I guess. Like just to inspire the young gals being like, girls, it's cool. Don't conform to beauty standards.
So while the television career took off, what happens to the comedy career?
There was no comedy career to begin
You're not
with.
doing any stand-up?
No.
But you don't want to try it again?
I don't know. I want to apply to Comic Stan, actually. I saw the first season and I was like, this is great. I need mentors.
You know you're better than everybody there already. So
No.
now what are you going to do? Why are you laughing?
I'm really not.
Will there be a second season of Comic Stan?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, let's talk about Sex Rated. It's a guide to sex in India.
Yeah. So while I was almost wrapping up Badho Bahu, the people at Vice got in touch with me and they said, we're making the show and would you like to host it? I said yes, because I'm like on this sex positivity, body positivity wagon. I'm like, kyun nahi, sab maze karo, sab enjoy karo. We covered 4 topics. Porn in India, like Indians, how they view porn. What are their likes, dislikes, whatever.
What are their likes, dislikes?
Bhabhi porn tops the list, man. Rape porn is
Savita?
pretty high up, yeah.
Rape porn. Oops. Okay.
It's really messed up, like the Indian mindset towards
But
porn.
you can have a very sexually fertile mind and still be a nice human being. I don't think that's 100% true, that Freudian kind of thought process that if your sexuality
Fair enough.
conforms to medieval bashing of caves or whatever, it means you're like that.
No, fair enough.
I've been with a couple of the ladies and they've beaten the crap out of me. But it's another story.
See,
Then,
as long as there's consent, it's okay.
what consent? All I said is, can you show me where Andheri Plaza is? Next thing I know, I'm in a TV serial. No, I'm kidding. Go.
Yeah, so nothing. We did porn, we did sex toys, we did...
Sex slowly. Now my audience is waking up
Yeah.
for some reason.
Good morning.
Yes. Go on.
We did BDSM.
So, what is sex toys like in India? Big?
Kind of. I
Growing.
didn't know this. So at Fort, on those like streets of Fort, they
We all
sell
know that.
dildo. I didn't know.
What's
I
wrong
had
with
no
you?
clue.
I've grown up in Fort.
Correct.
I thought of there as a job for a little while.
Yeah, to sell
But
dildos.
they're only the hot sun. Yeah, selling the product was not a problem. My good friend Samir Saraya, also from the Gujarati community, classmate, is doing very well in the same business.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's selling
What's
dildos.
it called? Yeah. He sells online sex
That's
material.
awesome.
He's doing
What's
really well.
what's their website?
That's the thing. I can't remember the damn website. But it's very famous.
Anyway, so then
Samir Saraya, are you out there? Huh.
send us some free sex toys.
I'd like a bludgeon.
What's a Oh, no.
That big mace-like thing which you...
No.
But then how do you fool the watchman? Oh, sorry. Go on.
So anyway, we did BDSM also.
Okay. I'll take my toy back.
Yeah, exactly. Getting to that. And BDSM was really cool, actually. We met some of the coolest people which are part of this thing called the Kinky Collective.
Indians.
Yeah, wild, right? And there's an entire community of like kinksters, essentially.
It's really, this WhatsApp and internet has really destroyed everybody because now people know there are other people out there.
And it's great. They are the most sex positive people, actually.
So I have an architect friend who was telling us, he wouldn't tell us the client's name no matter how much we made him drink, about clients, couples and, people like that, young couples generally, couples without kids and all that, who design their bedrooms for BDSM.
Wild. Yeah.
Serious.
I would want to.
They spend a lot of money. They take it very seriously. It's like a proper meeting. This is what I want. This is the options that I want, including
Sex
something
swings,
hanging from here,
yeah.
sex swings, the works, hooks in the right places, and, all the paraphernalia ready for action whenever.
Awesome.
My only worry is if she leaves you, or he leaves her, or whatever, then what happens? You're stuck with all that. Your next partner may not be that BDSM positive.
Got to warm them up into it.
I don't know. I got to tell you, people are different.
I think everybody has kinks, but people just don't know how to articulate those desires.
I think it's only right that you and I share our kinks to, make it more sex positive world and be like, open and frank in the spirit of glasnost and openness, as Mikhail Gorbachev, one of my favorite philosophers, taught me when I was in
Kuch bhi
Moscow
bol rahe ho
in the,
aap, kachra.
mid-80s. Yeah, so for me, sexuality is all about putting the lights off and screaming. One day with a partner, but for now I do this alone. Now your turn.
For me,
Yes.
sexuality is...
Can you do it in that male voice?
Oh,
I'm not a deviant of any kind, but just I like that voice.
For me, sexuality is just about being happy and exploring my body and enjoying and feeling connected with the universe. Because orgasm is amazing.
It's sort of like a swami of sex.
I am.
You're one with
I wanna
nature
be,
at the same time.
I think sex is the most spiritual experience. It's beautiful.
I think so, except when you have to pay for it, because then sometimes it's really the charges don't add up to what you've experienced.
अगर आपको सच में
And that's
sex
only my
चाहिए,
point of view.
please don't pay for it. आप अच्छे decent इंसान बन जाओ,
Well,
आपको
my
मिल
dad says as long
जाएगा.
as you get a receipt, everything is good.
Correct, fair enough. I'm not judging people
there
who
you
pay
go.
for sex, but
Just encourage it.
no, I'm not going to encourage it either.
All right. Thank you so much. We've run out of time. We have to do the AMAs, but we'll
Okay.
say bye to you. Rytasha, is it?
Yes.
We'll leave you with a line from her favorite soap called Badho Bahu,
Badho Bahu.
if I can ever pronounce that correctly.
Well, I have to say a line?
Yeah. That's what they make you do at the family functions.
Oh.
Yeah.
मेरा नाम बड़ो से और मैं एक पहलवान सू. That means I'm Badho and I'm a Pelwan.
What dialect was that?
Haryanvi.
You now speak Haryanvi. A girl from
I am
Singapore,
a boss.
Gujarati household, lives in South Bombay, went to all the elitist establishments, and now speaks Haryanvi like a Jat. Unbelievable. What a talent. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week on IVM Podcast. It's been a great week. If you're not following us on social media, please make sure you do. Also, please make sure that you do tell a friend about a podcast. We really are trying to grow the audience, and the more people who you tell, the better off we all are. On Cyrus Says this week, Cyrus talks to popular TV and theatre actor Rytasha Rathore. Rytasha talks about Sex Rated, a recent Vice documentary that she hosted. On the Pragati podcast, Pawan and Hamsani are joined by author and journalist James Crabtree. They discuss his experience of being a foreign correspondent in India and how to understand cronyism in Indian policymaking. On the Scene and the Unseen, Amit Verma is joined by Srinath Raghavan, a former infantry officer in the Indian Army. He's a senior fellow at the Center for Policy Research, and they discuss the history of U.S. involvement in the South Asian region. On the Rediscovery Project, Ambika and Hoshna rediscover Mumbai this time. They talk about their visits to Elephanta Caves, Dharavi, and Baudaji Lal Museum. On the Geek Fruit podcast, leading up to the release of the second installment of the Fantastic Beasts franchise, Dinkar and Jishnu revisit their origin stories of the Potterverse. And with that, let's continue on with your show.
If you have any questions for Cyrus, write to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Or you can send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
And we have to go into the AMAs now. Rytasha has just left the building, much like Elvis, but he left this building before it was built. So that's a moment in time I can't recreate. Lovely girl, but I don't want to say anything more because of the Me Too.
I think this building was made before Elvis left the building.
I think before Elvis's first 1956 hit.
Okay.
Just about. They had the first floor up.
I think they made the building like...
And Heartbreak Hotel was playing. It's very Bandra area, so, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
They used to play the old Presley in those days. Now we have to hear Heavy D.
Yes.
Or they've gone beyond Heavy D.
Heavy D.
Heavy D was a rapper,
Heavy
right?
D.
Sorry, I don't know my music, man. So where are we? 2018?
Heavy D was
Look at the way you jumped on me. How
93.
dare I sell out Heavy D, who's your rapper?
He's not my rapper. He's 92, 93. You're trying to make a contemporary reference which is 25 years old.
I only know the king. I don't know anything after 1970. I told you. Once we invaded Pakistan for some reason.
We know Kanye. We know Drake. If you're going to make a reference,
He's Ye.
Sorry, Ye.
You do not respect the artist. You have to respect the artist.
Fair enough. But how can you make a contemporary reference 25 years
old?
How
can you remember Heavy D?
Because
only you and me.
Yeah,
always age us. Look at Swati who's with us, by the way. And we haven't even started the AMAs. She's laughing her head off. Who's Heavy D? Who the hell are we talking? Do you know who Heavy D is?
No, but it's very amusing actually the way you said that. How can your contemporary reference be 25 years old? So, Cyrus is...
And actually, Amit, neither Amit nor me were trying to be funny. Huh? This is actually my reference. Yes. This is actually his observation.
That's so amusing that
It's not amusing. It's how retro we are. We're so retro that retro is retro. I mean, it's just, I don't know where to start.
Okay, I'll start with a question.
God bless. You think he's alive?
You know what? He might. I don't know the answer to that.
Yep, because 1992 was a great year.
It was a while.
Millions of years later.
It was a while, yeah. I don't know the answer to that. I mean, like, the notorious B.I.G. is no longer alive. That I do know.
B.I.G. You know who B.I.G. is, Swati?
Come on.
Do you know how to spell B.I.G.?
How do we not know the notorious B.I.G.? B.I.G. and Tupac. I mean, everybody knows that.
Do you know Run
story.
DMC? No. You know the BMC?
Run DMC.
You know anything?
No.
Heavy passed away in 2011.
We've just got breaking news from our producer Abbas, who knows his rap music, even though he was born after Heavy D. He passed away. So we'll have 30 seconds silence. Heavy D passed away in 2011. Yeah. God rest his soul. Although he was not soul, he was rap. But, you know.
Okay.
Stop it. Let's do it.
All right. Question number 1 from Prabhat Gusain. Question for all of you. Do you believe in the conspiracy theory that there is a cure for all the deadly diseases like cancer, HIV, dengue, malaria, etc. out there, but is deliberately not being realized by the governments of the world to keep the growing population in check? P.S. My personal favorite from the show is Mr. A.I.R. Doshi, so I'm All India Radio.
Mr. A.I.R. Doshi, first 2 pats on your back. First you took down the anchor, like this aging lion, you shot him in the leg, and he's dying on the side here. Then you become the most important person on the show. Fair enough.
Favorite person.
Yeah. But I think here the big question is, I think it makes perfect sense. And I'm not trying to be funny. I really think it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
We cannot have people not dying.
Okay.
I mean, simple maths, right? You have to have death and you have to have birth. You can't, because we won't be able to cope. We will not be able to cope if nobody dies. That's why when people die, I don't always say like, oh, how sad. Sometimes I say, yeah, okay, one less, and whatever. Insensitive, but correct.
No, but you know what? I mean, like so I actually have a slightly more cynical point of view.
This was not cynical enough.
No, it was not.
You really have become the top dog. Heavy D. Doshi, heavy D. Yeah. The Gujarati rapper from Balkeshwar, heavy D in the house. Huh? Unsu ke house? Come on. Ek, be, tran, char. Ek, be, tran, char. Come on, say.
Okay. I have tremendous faith in the greed of pharmaceutical companies. Like, tremendous faith in their greed. I believe that if they had a cure available, there is no way they would sit on it, because the amount of money they would make on a cancer cure or a malaria cure is...
Your market point of view, you're killing off a business. You cannot have a cure.
No, but
it's like selling us an iPhone and not buying another one. It doesn't make any sense.
No, but I mean, like, cure does not mean that
there is an end. There is an end to your market then. Do you understand? You're killing off the market. The market has to grow. It'll never grow.
No, I don't think that's necessarily
cancer
true,
cured,
right?
Cancer cured.
But cancer comes back. Cancer comes back.
Cured again.
Comes back again.
Cured again.
There you go. You got your cycle.
No, the cycle is far too short.
I don't know.
It's hard to believe that there is a conspiracy theory about
the voice of... you're so young. You don't even know heavy D. You don't know heavy D from your high C's, so what does it matter?
But it's very hard to believe that there is cure and, we're not actually implementing that for all the hospitals and even the high-end hospitals.
But you do believe that sometimes they don't, when you have terrible diseases, terminal diseases, and third world countries are not given optimal drugs and reduced rates and all. If you're able to do that much, or you're able to withhold, or you're able to not give pro bono when it's necessary from a humanitarian point of view, I mean, that's clear.
But that's again,
that's a business.
But we're talking about greed only, no? Again, we're talking about the faith in their greed.
Let's not use the word greed. I'm saying if you look at it clinically as a business, the business practices are in place which are ruthless and clinical.
Yeah.
This is another step from that point of view. It's in the same direction. It's not really anything different.
Right.
So you just say, look, why push the cure? We'll just continue the way we're going because we're making more and more money. We're sort of curing you, but not really.
But I don't think that you are sort of curing. Right? I think that if there was something which would put people into remission, or if there was something that would kind of... I think that you would wind up being able to do more with that.
Can I give you a proper, poignant example from my own personal life?
Yeah.
Swati, as you are well aware, I have a great case of piles, hemorrhoids. Boils in the posterior. And I have been using what is called a very famous Pilex.
Okay.
Pilex cream, by the way. It smells really nice. Initially, I used to put it on all the wrong areas. But now I've been able to circumvent the globe and hit the right spot. I have found my America in a sense, as Christopher Columbus told his friends, but in Portuguese, Italian, mixed hybrid language.
Okay.
And not to show off, but I'm a heavy D guy, so obviously I know about Christopher Columbus. That's my era. So I'm just saying that it never goes away. It always comes back.
Right.
Piles is like that girlfriend who doesn't leave you, you sort of, wherever you go, you see her outside the building, you see her in the lane, you see her in the dark, sometimes you see her in your bedroom, but not the way you want to. So my point being, and this is a terrible thing to say in the atmosphere we live in, my point is that there is a lot of stuff out there which I think people just after some time just live with it.
Yeah.
Just sort of accept it. I've given you a terrible example, but even if it's a common cold or herpes or hair loss or whatever, people just sort of live with it.
So
That's right.
I think when you're talking about a cure for cancer also, right, you're not talking about eradicating cancer. That's not where a cure for cancer is going. A cure for cancer makes the disease livable. It makes it so that you can manage to live with that disease for a long time.
I would like to reverse things. I'm sick of them telling you we'll be able to stop it where it is and hopefully it won't go further.
Right.
I don't understand that because you're already 80 kilos lighter because of certain disease or whatever. I think we have to reverse things. That's what technology is all about.
I mean, like, you would like to do that, but I mean, I think we're a ways away from that, right?
But as a student of science and coming from our generation, again, every action has an equal and opposite reaction, Amit Doshi, Swati. So the problem is that my worry is, if you look at any pharma company, whatever they do positively, there's also the negative effect of that. There'll be a side effect, so to speak.
Which we don't know.
Yeah, so you cure cancer, but you'll have an extra year. Not as in YEAR, which is what you wanted through cancer, but EAR, I'm saying. So at the top of your head, you got this third year or something.
I don't know. I have my doubts about cancer.
Hence, according to, where's the writer?
The writer
Prabhat Gusain, you are the greatest man on the podcast. Obviously, I'm not upset with that, and obviously, I'm not bringing it up every 2 minutes for any other reason. Mr. AIR Doshi.
Yes. But I don't believe in conspiracies either, right? I mean, like, tell me this. Okay, you tell me this. Have you ever known 4 people to keep a secret?
No.
The Beatles couldn't keep one on Yoko.
That's what I'm saying. 4 people can't keep a secret. I don't think 3 people can keep a secret. So I just, when it comes to conspiracies, like people say 9/11 is an inside job. I'm like, dude, hundreds of people are not going to keep that
happened.
Thousands of people are not going to keep that quiet, right? I mean, like the moon landing is fake. Literally, hundreds and hundreds of people.
There's
are
no
involved
such
in
country as
that stuff.
Bangladesh. No, that was just my idiot.
Okay.
He's got issues. Yeah.
But so I just have trouble believing conspiracies, especially wide-ranging conspiracies, which imagines that hundreds of people are involved in keeping something quiet.
Yeah.
People can't keep secrets.
I believe that the secret to all businesses is basically trying to get less emotional and figure out a way for the business to thrive. And I think the great businesses do that. And then you will find that morality is compromised completely. Because it doesn't exist in the lexicon of business.
It does not.
It shouldn't. If you're trying to succeed in a Machiavellian way or a Kautilya way, let's give him credit because it was his idea first, at least on paper, in another language, in another era. Again, before heavy D, but not the references you're happy with. And, so the end justifies the means, so to speak, and that's the way business will work. If the end is profit and doing well.
Yeah.
So you believe in this conspiracy?
I believe that unfortunately human beings, being who they are not as humanitarian as we'd like to think. And end of the day, profit margins. Look at cigarette smoking for that matter. I mean, they've gone after it right now, but it's taken them hundreds of years, literally, to do something about it. And when it was very clearly something that was perhaps difficult to explain in a positive light, except it gives you pleasure, but it gives you also these many things. Shampoo is very dangerous. Do you know shampoo can affect your eyebrows?
As in,
like how?
remove dandruff?
They're okay for your hair on top, but they're not good for the hair below.
Oh, really?
Proven fact.
I did not know this.
Proven fact. Many actors today don't have eyebrows.
Because of shampoos.
Yeah, because when you tend to shampoo a lot in the film industry.
Right, okay.
For whatever reason.
Well, you're constantly getting your hair done, right? So.
Are we really taking this argument for
I don't know.
as two intelligent people sitting here, Mr. Favorite and Miss Swati?
I'm just trying to understand
so
what you're
serious,
saying,
we
man.
thought you just...
I'm the guy who discussed hemorrhoids with you about 5 minutes ago.
I thought
and my
you were-
reference was heavy D. Do you learn nothing?
All right, let's go to the next question. This question is by Shubham Patil. Love your show. It makes my office commute easier. My question to you is, should India also make voting compulsory like Brazil? Will it have a positive or negative impact?
We can't make anything compulsory in
How
this
do we
country.
police
It's
our
not
country?
possible at
We
all.
have 38,000 people in Mumbai, police force in Mumbai, and some 22 million and counting.
Yeah,
I
who's
was just
going to
thinking
make
they all come out and
compulsory?
we all misbehave. What are the police going to do? We can just destroy them.
It's not
If
possible.
I organize 100 people in my little Gibbs Road lane and
Right.
5 cops come to fight us, we can just tie them up and have fun. In fact, that's a great idea, right? Sorry, write it down. Fun for the weekend. Netflix not working. Tata Sky doesn't. The rain destroyed my Dashera, by the way.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
I couldn't watch anything. I was watching a football match and suddenly
That's right.
ring.
What
What a storm that was.
Fortunately, I was playing poker that night, so I was
I
fine.
thought you
But by poker, what do you mean?
POKER,
fair enough. Don't
the
get
game.
into rubbish.
I thought he was trying to burn an effigy.
It was crazy, right? It was
That's why you
insane
couldn't
how
have
much.
fun.
Yeah.
Listen, I've tried the Ram Leelas and all. A, it's too hot. B, it's too crowded. C, it's the same story. I mean, how much? Come on. Every year? I mean, okay, no disrespect. I mean,
But okay, compulsory voting. What are your thoughts?
Again, exactly what Swati said. How do we police it? Again, philosophically, I don't have a problem with the idea. Because in a democracy, I really believe everyone should vote.
Right.
It's really wrong not to. It's like, just imagine 5 of us live in a family and we have a problem on Sunday about what to eat. And Swati decides, I don't want to contribute. I just don't like this discussion. And then 4 of us decide to get, let's say, paneer tikka masala.
Right.
And we eat it. And she hates paneer tikka masala. And then
Right.
she goes berserk on the table.
Yeah.
So what's the point of all that? And
But-
you always have people making comments later and earlier, but nobody wants to get involved. It's a system where we get involved or we don't. And if we don't, then you shut up. That's all there is to it. But how do you force people?
And not just that, isn't it anti-freedom to say that you have no choice but to
Yes,
vote?
an idealistic way, yes, freedom of not voting is all there, but that is for me evolved societies. I've looked around Mumbai, I walked around the state of Maharashtra. I don't find it evolved.
Well,
It's the same kind of argument like direct democracy because it is such a huge country and so
Switzerland,
many people
bloody
cannot
educated
have
people.
it.
There are
Not
4
possible.
buffaloes and then 1 really large woman and then, one farmer somewhere 400 miles away. Direct democracy works in that kind of small, multitude, if you can use that paradox. How does it work here? We don't even know if you're on the voting list.
Yeah, it's not
come
possible.
on, look at us.
That's
We need
We're
more
not
land.
prepared for it at all.
We need more landmass. In fact, I'm thinking,
Well,
why not take over China?
That's so easy.
that
to
would be an interesting
actually,
idea.
Yeah.
Let's
New Year,
declare war on China.
Amit, how can you say that?
Why
Mr.
not?
Gosain is from China.
Oh, is he
You
really?
upset him.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, last one. Shubham Balodi, or do we want to end this?
No, quick.
Yeah. Cyrus, what are your thoughts on Riva Ba Jadeja, wife of Ravindra Jadeja, being appointed to the head of Women's Karni Sena in Gujarat?
Oh, that's huge.
Oh.
But before that, she had a fight with a policeman, which you guys have forgotten about.
Okay.
Somewhere on the streets of Rajkot. A policeman stopped her and had an altercation where he abused her, and I think he pushed her or something, as far as I remember. It's, one of those policemen gone wild videos that we saw in UP last week,
Right.
2 weeks back. So I think that may have also spurred them on.
Huh.
But I think, again, in these areas, it's the Rajput community, for example, supposedly votes in one direction, has one sort of philosophy, has one sort of setup in politics. So it's possible there's a lot of pressure because he's a very high profile, probably the most high profile Rajput at the moment. Ravindra Sin Jadeja.
Right.
By the way, it's Sin, not Singh. Huh?
Okay.
I have a couple of friends and they correct you. They take the talwar
Right.
out. Yeah. If you say Singh. But for them, Singh is an English word which
Right.
goes like, La! It's very clear. It's got nothing to do with Sin. Sin is lion. But
Yeah.
in Gujarati, Rajasthani.
Right. Okay.
So very clear with that distinction that I'm a lion and I'm not a note.
Sure.
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Now we'll end with for me, the philosophy of Heavy D in 2 lines from A. A.I.R. Doshi.
I don't remember any.
Give me
Heavy D
one
songs.
lyric.
I don't remember any of the songs. I just remember the guy as being like, that was PM Dawn. Set Adrift from Memory Base was PM
Okay,
Dawn.
anybody out there, if you
I
can
have
write
no
in
idea.
lyrics of Heavy D, we'll give you special
Yeah.
prizes. This is from guys from the 90s like me and Amit who actually heard Heavy D, and I think, Amit, you've also watched him perform twice.
No, I have not.
Why couldn't you just go with yes? Now I'm going to get more emails because of that.
Yeah.
All right, see you.
Yeah.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps. Please, we beg you, we need you. If you have any questions, write to us online and you can mail us as well. We will answer. We have a doctor in the house called me.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Have you gotten yourself a gym membership and shown up only a few times? Are long working hours cutting your fitness goals short? How about you change things a little? Even a small effort can make a big difference. And I'll tell you how and what exactly. Hi guys, I am Coach Urmi, and on the Kinetic Living podcast, you can look forward to some interesting stories of people who have changed the way they look at fitness after their kinetic journeys. Episodes out every Wednesday on the IVM app, website, and anywhere you get your podcast from.
Hi, my name is Anupam Gupta. I'm B50 on Twitter. I am the host of Paisa Vaisa, a show that talks money. On my show, I speak to experts from every field of money and finance, from stock markets, equities, debt funds, credit cards, life insurance, every possible area of money and finance that you can think of. We even did an episode on cryptocurrency. I've got fantastic guests from mutual funds to personal finance experts everywhere. Robo-advisory, startups, just name it, we've got it. At Paisa Vaisa, we help you make smart decisions about money. You work hard for money. Now make your money work hard for you. New episodes out every Monday, and you can listen to my show on the IVM Podcast app or any other podcasting app that you have.